Much. How about yourself?
I'm great. All good, all good. Thanks.
Very
My
nice. Are
pleasure.
you leaving your mustache and a little beard?
No, I just haven't to, how you say it?
Shaved?
Shave? Yeah.
But you're planning to remove it then?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Really?
No, I feel like I look a little bit, um, how can I say it? Like dirty in a way.
Well, it's a matter of taste. I have had it very seldom, not very often, really, because it doesn't grow very abundantly. But I can also grow a little mustache and very tiny beard. But I think it's not my time anymore. Maybe when I was in my 20s, probably 30s, but not in my 50s. So, but well,
Yeah, but no, to be honest, I don't like how it looks, and normally I remove it, but to be honest, I haven't go out to a specific place, so it's like if I'm here in the house,
yeah,
doesn't
okay.
matter.
Take it easy. All right, very
Yeah.
good, Mickey. Nice. Um, one of these days, past days, we were talking about businesses and how they can grow. It doesn't mean that they have to grow. You can say, I want to maintain my business stable, or maybe retrench a little bit, right? I can downsize. But some people like to grow their businesses. Now, how do you grow a business? Let's suppose that is one of your plans. Maybe it's not, but let's suppose that it is. How do you grow a business? What's the first step in growing a business?
Mm, the first step to growing a business, it's supposed that the business is established, or we are
Yeah,
creating
yeah,
a
yeah.
business.
The business is already established, and you want to make it grow. You want to gain market share, or gain volume, or increase products or services. You want to grow in a way. It doesn't have to be by 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 number of clients. You can probably introduce new products, new services, or you can
Mhm.
try to grow in territory. I don't know. There are many ways to grow. So, what do you first to set? What do you need to set first?
Probably we need to establish our market and see the different uh, products or services that we can offer to that market.
Yeah, market. Define the market, right?
Hmm.
Define the target market. Target market. Yeah, maybe this is very important after you define your goals, right? I
Yeah.
mean, what do you want to do? How do you want to do it? You want to have measurable, achievable, and relevant, and goals for your business. For example, what can be your goals? Let's say about your business, or can be or any other business. Let's say Carlitos Slim's business. What can be their goals?
Probably increase the sales.
Amount of sales, increase the sales. Yes, that can be a
Mm,
goal.
Another one could be decrease expenses.
Decrease the expenses. That is very important. Yeah, that's true. Decrease the expenses. Yeah, that's true. Increase sales, decrease expenses. What else?
Mm, could be expand the business.
Expand the business. Yeah, in terms of territory, products, market share, number of people that you reach, number of clients. In what terms? Because the expand is
Mm,
clear,
yeah.
but
Uh, Probably in territory.
territory. Very good. You expand the business. Okay, very nice. Those are important goals. And the second that you mentioned, which is very important, is to understand the market, right? Have you ever conducted a market research?
Yeah, in the school.
All right.
Hmm.
How was it? How did you do it?
mm, Well, I remember that in that occasion we used a base an avocado business. Yeah, I think it was a business who exports avocados. And first, we needed to define the territory that we wanted to export, and then we checked the demand of a certain territory, and then we were checking the amount of people, the ages of the people, the different incomes of in a specific territory, and depending of that, we decided which territory was the best one or what season two was the best to export avocado. In this case, was it's supposed that was to United States.
Okay.
Yeah,
And in
but
where in the U.S., in the western part, in the eastern part, in the south, in the north.
mm, well, I remember that in that occasion we choose the state of California,
Okay.
and in the season was uh, before the Super Bowl because the
Okay.
sales of avocado increased in that moment in that period for the Super Bowl because people wants to do guacamole.
Ah, okay. All right.
So yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. And then it is related to a specific event, right? That
Mhm.
event triggers the purchase or the sale of a specific product.
Yeah.
Well, that is very important in the second item. The opportunities and challenges in the market. For example, in the case of the Super Bowl, an event triggers the purchase of avocados, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is very important to identify. What is it that triggers a decision in people, right? That's extremely important, and maybe we haven't talked about that very much. But what triggers the various, let's say, actions? Let's say the purchase of something. What have you seen in your clientele, for example, when they say, "Okay, I make a decision now. I'm gonna buy this." What can it be?
Mm, well, in tennis shoes, I think that it's. Uh, I think that, for example, Nike and those brands use the nostalgic to sell. For example, I have seen different collaborations or different uh, launches where they used like cartoons of the 90s, of they used um, and a specific color that Michael Jordan used when he was in their in their highest point.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that they use that, for example, in tennis shoes, the nostalgic to sell.
Wow, that's incredible. That's an amazing discovery. How does it work, Mickey? Let's say that I suddenly feel nostalgic of my high school when I was in prepa. I remember the Jesuits. I remember my classmates, of course. I remember the parties, the conversations that we had, the events, the exams. How can you connect those nostalgic moments, those moments that you are longing for memories, memories, memories of high school? How do you connect that with a specific product?
Hmm. Well, for example, I have seen that um, part of my clients are people above 40, 45 years old, and and I have seen that they want to purchase those sneakers, for example, Jordan, because in the past they couldn't. So
Oh,
so now that they can, it's like they are one of they are the people who who must buy sneakers because obviously they have now the money to do it, and in the past they couldn't.
Now they can afford them.
Now they can afford them.
Well, that is a great discovery, don't you think?
Yeah, and it is funny because at the beginning when I started, I thought that more young people would be attracted to Jordan, but then I realized that people about 40, 45 years old feel more connected because they saw Michael Jordan, they saw uh, all the phenomenon that was, and and yeah, in that moment probably they couldn't afford the tennis shoes, and now they can.
That's a fantastic discovery. And they have the purchase power to do it now because obviously they are in their 40s, they are in their middle of their career,
Yeah.
probably getting the apex, the top of their career could be. Um, is it possible then, Mickey, following the conversation, that you say age 40s, 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe 60s? Um, and what is, I don't want to use the word trigger, but maybe it's the one that fits triggers to buy. Uh, is it possible to develop something like this? Would it make sense? For example, in their 40s, the nostalgia or longing for
Mhm.
memories, longing or nostalgia for memories, right? How about the other ages?
Well, for example, in the 20s is because um, again, some models, some Nike models, and some brands uh, are in tendency, so they want to be like part of that tendency. Could be
Oh, so they want to be part of a trend.
of a trend. Yeah.
Or tendency is the same, but trend is
Hmm.
more common. Be part of a trend. Which trends, for example?
Yeah. For example, since the 2020, I would say that since the pandemic, uh, a new style was developing, and it's the streetwear. And normally in the streetwear they use like I don't know if you have seen it, that like t-shirts oversized, with an oversized fit, that that they are like more loose,
Yeah, right.
and
Yes, yes.
obviously the people who can afford Jordan or any kind of brand of that type, they use it.
Right. Yeah, let me send a message that I am in
Yes,
class.
you
Yeah, let me just send a message that I am in class. Let me just say that I'm in class and that I.
don't worry.
Okay, thank you, Mickey. Uh, okay, so oversized t-shirts, loose shirts, um, because they want to feel part of the new world, right? Of the new trends.
Yeah, normally, for example, we can see that trend or those trends in famous people, and in a way they want to imitate it.
Yeah, of course, of course. Um, that is that's very true, and the conclusions are very interesting. Um, okay, what about the people in their 30s?
Mm,
What is characteristic of that age bracket?
well, in their 30s, I have seen people that probably don't purchase Jordan, but they are looking for other type of sneakers. Um, for example, they ask me more for Kobe Bryant sneakers because
Oh,
probably
really?
it was more, yeah, it was more of their times, probably uh, latest of 90s and beginnings of 2000s, and yeah, or luxury pairs too.
luxury pairs as well.
Yeah, like Prada and those brands that are expensive.
Um, that's very interesting. How do you explain this? They're probably more or less new in their careers. There must have been five, no more than 10 years, or maybe 7 years in their careers. They are already reaching a good level, and
Hmm.
constantly, right?
Yeah, exactly. I have seen that. I think that now they have money and they want probably not. No, yeah, they want in a way to show off a little bit, and people of that age know the value of those pairs. So it's like I have something that it's exclusive because I can afford it.
Yeah, very interesting. These conclusions that you are mentioning are extremely valuable. Um, so they want to show off a bit,
Hmm.
um, which I mean is understandable, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. What about the people in their 50s, Mickey? Do you have clients more or less in that age bracket, in that age range?
Not so many, but I would say that is the same that the people of their 40s.
Okay. So it's nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia triggers the purchase. Very interesting. And how about people in their 60s?
Um, well, normally the people who's in their 60s who purchased something to me uh, were women, and it was because it's for a gift for someone younger, you know.
Hmm? Okay. And they are mostly gifts
Yeah,
for
exactly.
someone. Maybe a son, a grandson.
Yeah.
All right. What is your conclusion about these women purchasing for someone? And for example, not many men. You don't have styles like from the Beatles, right? Like the tennis shoes from the Beatles that would attract people in their 60s, maybe 70s, or there are
Yeah.
no.
Um, well, I think that there's not like a specific model that is like of the Beatles, but uh, you know what? Probably the issue is that not so many people of that age has Instagram, for example, and normally I post on Instagram, so probably is that.
Okay, so people, men will not have Instagram. All right, that's
Yeah, and for example, the women who purchase me something is because their grandsons or someone younger recommends them the page.
ah.
Yeah, because I have noticed that not so many people of that age has Instagram. Probably yeah, Facebook or WhatsApp, but Instagram no.
So can you conclude that Instagram is a device or an app for younger people?
Yeah,
For younger people. Okay. If it were the case that you said, well, maybe I would like to also entice or attract people in their 60s or in the 20s, if you wanted to expand your territory, let's say your age
mhm,
range, what would you do? If it was the case, let's suppose, maybe it's not the case, but let's suppose that it was the case. What would you do if you wanted to expand in the 60s or 20s as clients? What actions would you do? Talking about actions.
yeah. Well, I started doing it, and it's promoting on Facebook
Okay.
because I consider that uh, Facebook is like more general. I think that in Facebook you can find people of all the ages, and yeah, I started promoting on Facebook, but I haven't I haven't received the results that I was expecting because, if you say to a person of 60s or that don't know too much about sneakers and you tells them that the cost of the sneaker is 6,000, probably they think that you are trying to um, scamming or something like that because
Okay.
obviously not
Yeah,
all
it could
people can pay that or wants to pay that too.
right. And probably the purchase power of people in their 60s, maybe they are retired or planning to retire, maybe they are saving for other things. Maybe they already had their time to show off as when you were 30 in your 30s or 40s.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they want probably what would they seek? What would they be looking for? Maybe more interested in comfort or in maybe well the quality is there but maybe it's not the emphasis yet. Oh,
Hmm. Yeah, I think that is that because uh, I have talked with people of that age, and they all normally ask me for the common sneakers, like, and you don't sell Adidas, and it's like, yeah, I sell Adidas, but if you search Adidas on the internet, you can find a lot of different sneakers because normally they put me like a range, like no more than 1,500, and it's like, well, probably it's not um, my market in a way.
oh, okay, okay. Right. I think it is fantastic to look up for the up range of people, right? Or the upper class, or I don't want to use the word class, upper range of clients. Uh, but of course, they will be a bit or much more demanding, don't you think? Or how do you find clients in that range, Mickey? Do you think they are more demanding, more strict, more they require better service, or they're just as good as any other one? How do you
Mm,
characterize the people in the upper or lower ranges?
well, I have seen that people of upper ranges is uh, they are always looking for a specific item, and if it's not in a specific color, if it's not a specific model, uh, they are like more. Well, they just don't keep the interest because it's not exactly what they are looking for. So, and a part of that, normally they want to pay with credit card.
Okay.
Is something that I realized.
And that doesn't cause you any troubles or problems, right?
If they want to pay with credit card,
Right.
well, no, not is a problem, but obviously, when someone pays me with credit or debit card, I have a little
Suspicion or
no,
care,
I have a I don't know how to say it, but it's like a
caution.
card reader,
Oh,
and
okay, okay, all right.
but it costs me a tariff for every sale that I do. I think that is the 6%, and
Oh,
in occasions, depending of the amount, because there are pairs more than 2,000 and 6% is like, well, it's a it's a good quantity of money because
right.
obviously I don't make the product. I just buy it and then I sell it, it and the 6% is part of my profit.
Yeah, of course, of course.
But obviously, if they want to buy it with credit card, I assume the cost. I don't like to how can I say it?
Create the burden in the client
Yeah,
or pass
exactly.
pass the burden to the client.
Hmm. Yeah.
That is very interesting. Well, that's interesting. Characteristics looking for something truly specific, or they want to pay with credit card. Other than that, you see no differences in the various clients depending on the range, do you?
Mm, well, I have seen people, and I'm not generalizing, but of lower range, that they are how can I say it, like misinformed or like, and they think that a cost of a pair it's I don't know, for example, 2,000, and the real cost is 5,000, but they don't know uh, how to see if a pair that one person is selling is original or not. And normally they think that the price is like an average price, and in occasions the price increase, and there are people who cannot understand that.
Oh, okay. Right. So they're a bit more disinformed or misinformed, and they cannot
Yes.
tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last week someone texted me and he asked me for a Jordan 4, and the price of that, the average is 8,000 to 10,000. And I gave the price, and I told him, well, this pair is a pair of 2020, and it was so limited in that time, so it is difficult to get, but I can get it. But the price is that. And he answered he answered me, oh, I see it in a page in 3,000, and it's like the retail, it wasn't it is in 3,000. So imagine now that past years, and it is more limited, so no, it is not possible that the cost is 3,000.
Okay. So when there is a limited edition, when there is a limited edition, it is difficult to understand that there can be that there is a price, right?
Yeah, and more because, for example, if you go to the typical stores, I don't know, in Cibeles, DAF, Invictus, the price is no more than 4,000. Probably you can find sneakers from since 1,000 to 5,000, more or less. And sometimes there's just certain things that makes that the value increase, and for example, that is a collaboration, that is in a specific color, or that the amount of sneakers that were launched were only, I don't know, 1,000 to all North America, and people don't know that. So when you say the price is like, how is that possible if I see one similar pair in Invictus in 4,000, but then you need to explain them, and there will people that will understand, and there will be people that don't.
Okay. Wow, interesting. Well, that's truly interesting. Okay, Mickey, thank you very much. These are the characteristics, the actions promoting on Facebook, other actions that you're taking or that could be taken in
Mhm.
order to entice people from other group brackets like the 20s, um, mm, 30s, you already sell to them. What other actions do you consider pertinent or useful to grow a business? And we're speaking from a assumption case, right? It's not a real case. It's just assuming that you wanted to do this. It's just a hypothetical case.
I would say the creation content in the different social media.
Creation of content in the various social media platforms. They are
Yeah.
platforms, right? Platforms.
Mhm.
For example, what type of content would you create or could be created?
Yeah. For example, me, uh, I create content of sneakers in TikTok, but it is difficult mm, to create content to a specific age. But for example, I have, I think that more than 10,000 followers on TikTok, but the majority of that people, I think that probably they don't have the money to purchase a pair of that. So yeah, they like the content and they comment and they say, I would like to get that, but obviously they don't have the money. So it is difficult to create that content that it's really focused to certain age. Obviously it is possible, but it requires, as we're doing now, like a market research, what they're looking for, what. But yeah, it's something that I want to do, to be honest, because um, in the last month I felt that my sales decreased a little bit, and I was expecting that in December the sales increased, but no, it was weird.
Oh, okay. Um, well, you have seen. I have seen that some chain stores like Walmart, Soriana, etc.
Hmm.
In terms of business, They
Mm-hmm.
have a funny strategy. Well, it's not funny. It's really smart. I think. I think that is smart. They have or they used to have the high end type of stores, Superama, for example, which is no longer in use. I think in Irapuato nor in León, but it used to be called Superama. Then they had the Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
right? Walmart, which was the middle end of the society spectrum. And then I think they had the what is this Bodega Aurrera, right?
Aurrera?
Aurrera, right?
Yeah.
Aurrera, and they have a very select group of clients with the Sam's stores. Sam's, they have the Sam's, um, Sam's Club, like an elite group or something, right? And so they have products and services for the various brackets of society, economically speaking. I would say they categorize them like that. uh, I think it makes sense to think this way, right? At least in the context of economics.
Yeah.
um, have you seen other companies do something similar like this, that you say, well, Soriana had the Hiper, the Mercados, the etc., right? So Soriana
Mm-hmm.
followed a similar strategy. What other companies have you seen do this, Mickey?
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well, yeah, I have seen some companies. I think that, for example, well, I have an idea that Soriana purchased
Gigante,
Comercial, right?
right? Comercial Mexicana, and I think Gigante too, or not?
Yeah, Gigante. But I think that Gigante, the name disappeared.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
yeah,
But for example, I think that uh, La Comercial has different, uh, like different level stores, or how can I say it?
right, yeah, different levels of stores, yes.
For example, there is La Comercial, but there's two Fresco.
Oh, Fresco, I didn't know.
Yeah, Fresco is the one who is in Plaza Mayor,
Plaza Mayor,
in,
that
in León.
is in León.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is
okay.
Fresco,
All right, I didn't know that.
and
Okay,
it's a little bit more exclusive. You know, it's like Superama, and I
okay,
think that City Market is like the top of, and I think that
right,
it was from of La Comercial. Now that they purchased, now that Soriana purchased La Comercial, obviously I think that is of Comercial too, of Soriana too, but yeah,
right.
they use that model too.
So it's a similar model, right? And I believe Soriana copied it from Walmart. I believe it was a copycat. And so the idea of developing products or services for the high end, then other type of products for the middle end, and other type of products for the low end, um, would make sense. Maybe it's not part of the strategy now. Maybe sometime in the future. What do you think of this idea that they already have in place, selling some products for the top, some other products for the middle, and some other products for the lower level? What about this idea?
Yeah, obviously it's the best idea because you cover all the market, all the different sectors of the market, and you have products availability to the different sectors. So yeah, it's a great idea. Obviously, it requires, um, I would say, uh, time and money too, because you need to create an strategy to every sector. But yeah, it is possible, and it will be, I think, that the best way to do it.
Yeah, and this strategy would be totally different, right? Very different.
Yeah.
In a general sense, we're just playing, right? We're not doing anything specific except chatting and trying to fix the world.
Hmm.
Let's say that you already have implemented some strategies for the upper class, for the upper sector. How would you summarize them? What do you focus on? Focus on what?
in
in the top niche.
the top niche.
Yes.
Uh, well, in the top niche, I focused in the luxury brands. I focused in gives them the trust that what I'm selling is legit, it's original.
Okay.
So uh, I try to have like models that are not easy to get, and it gives them like more exclusivity.
Hmm.
And yeah, when I speak to them, I try to be uh, the most polite possible, because I think that if I'm selling something that is expensive, obviously wants to keep them mm, the trust that I'm a person who they can give their money and know that they're gonna receive what they were looking for.
Okay. Well, this is a fantastic summary of the strategy through trustworthiness and politeness. Let's say that one day you decide to also take over the middle range of clients.
Hmm.
You already have the followers, so you say, well, I already have 10,000 followers. I can just give them something that they can cover, right? Because obviously all the people in certain ages or branches or brackets dream of something, maybe escalating the social class, maybe the people who are in their 30s that are working already for good companies or that are making good money. Once they maybe were in the position where this middle class is now, right? And
Yeah.
except that now they have the purchase power.
Hmm.
And so maybe one day they will be your clients, but in bracket A, probably, right? Your 10,000 followers will escalate, will get a better job, will grow, will do something, and maybe they will be your clients too, but in section sector A, could be, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
So how would you give them something that they can purchase now? If let's This is assuming, of course, we're making a hypothetical analysis, not real, but hypothetical.
Well, something that I try to give to that people is the the different ways of paging. You know, for
Okay.
example, normally I post on my stories the different launches that will be in the entire week. And for example, if someone wants a pair, obviously I know that it's not too easy to just pay 5,000, 6,000. So if they want something, I just ask for 1,000 pesos. With that, I get the pair sneaker, the size, and then I gives them a month to finish the payment, to finish all the all the pay. And it's a way to help them, because I know that, for example, there are people who's working in a restaurant, I don't know, and they get probably 1,200 per week. Obviously not all money goes to the sneaker, but they can get one part of that money, and then they can say me, here's 400 pesos, and at the end, when they pay me the old amount, I gives them the pair.
Oh, okay. Well, that's truly nice. Has that worked for you? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The people of 20s, younger than that, normally they do it that way. Probably their parents gives money at the end of the week, and that money they save for a while, and then they purchased. But yeah, uh,
Oh, that's truly nice. Truly nice. Um, I am thinking, I'm trying to make an analogy with cars. Of course, I would like to buy me a Mercedes, right?
mhm.
But at the moment, well, maybe I could make an effort. Maybe if I sell my houses, yeah, I could buy me a car, a
Mhm,
Mercedes or a BMW, right?
mhm.
But then I say, Well, maybe I have other priorities in this moment. I'm trying to buy a house in Leon, um, but I could make an effort. If you give the facilities, if you give the various opportunities to do different types of payments, maybe you can say, well, they can buy a BMW, right? Which the tennis shoes that you sell would be the equivalent to a Mercedes, right, or to a BMW. Say
Yeah.
that. Um, but maybe I say, well, but I really prefer to buy myself a Kia at the moment, which is a beautiful car, but
Hmm.
I don't think it's as expensive as a BMW. Do you agree?
Yeah, of course.
Or
Hmm.
maybe a Toyota, which is a great car, but that's the one that I can afford at the moment.
Hmm.
And of course there will be people like my daughter Sophie. She wants to buy her a car, but maybe
Hmm.
she's going to buy what, a Spark, or what is a economic car?
Yeah, Spark, March.
March.
Well, Aveo could be one too, but the prices really increased in the last years.
Dramatically, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be easier for her to buy herself a Spark or a March than a Kia, Toyota, or a Honda, and much
Hmm.
more difficult to buy herself a BMW or a Mercedes, right? Maybe a
Yeah, of
Volvo.
course.
Uh, so let's say that you are buying and selling cars, and then you say, well, I want to sell Kias, Toyotas, and Hondas in addition to my Mercedes and BMW, because I have a lot of fans, a lot of clients, but they can only afford Kias, Toyotas, or Hondas. What would be the equivalent product to Kia, Toyota, or Honda? Not only the payment facilities or the payment credit that you give them,
Hmm.
but in terms of product, what would be an equivalent product to Kia, Toyotas, or Hondas?
Uh, what I think that will be uh, sneakers that are general release, that are like easier to get. But for example, in occasions, the size that they are looking for is not available. So probably I could get that size, and obviously I need to get a profit to that, but just increase a little bit the original price would be one.
Okay. So items of general release. Yeah. Yeah, because the true nature, I mean, not the true nature, the complexity for the various markets is to find the tennis shoes, right?
Yeah, yeah. For example, Adidas launched a model called Samba, and for the last year it was trend, and a lot of people wants to wear Samba, and the majority of time it was not available. So there were people who asked for Samba, and I just get their size, and obviously I just increase a little bit the price, but not too much, because obviously it's a pair that is not that the cost is not to elevate.
Okay. And of course, it's not the case, but if there was a case that you wanted to sell Sparks or Marches, Avios,
Hmm.
which I'm sure is not the case at the moment, uh, what would you do?
Mm, well, it was something that I tried to do like 1 year and a half ago,
Okay.
uh, and I got like sneakers that you can find easily, but with a lowest price. And obviously, I got a profit because normally they were in discount, and I purchased certain sizes, and then I sold them. But it is difficult because normally they say, "Well, I like the pair, but I would like to be that the pair be in other color or something like that." And it is difficult because you need to get those sneakers uh, practically at the moment, because they could be sold out so fast for the same, because the price is low. So the strategy doesn't work at the way that I was expecting.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. Yes. This purchasing, selling sneakers at a discount. Well, you purchase on based on opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Opportunity, and sell and put at a discount. Just buy at a discount, but then the color may not fit. The colors may not fit the desire of the client. So it makes it difficult to sell.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, there is something that is happening, which is very funny in with my daughter Minerva in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
She, I don't know if you know, but she got married, and her husband and
Mm-hmm.
her are buying what is called property duplexes. So let me show you what a duplex is. Well, it's a very simple concept. It's a house that has two pieces, two not two pieces, it's two properties in one, two houses
Right.
in one, a
Okay.
duplex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they started to buy one. They purchased one, and they are paying. Well, first they pay the cinch. Cinch is the enganche. A duplex would cost you say $90,000, but you don't buy it cash, right? You buy on credit,
Yeah.
and then you have to pay a mortgage. Mortgage is the hipoteca, right? On credit, duplex on credit, 90,000. You buy on mortgage. You pay hipoteca, right? The mortgage
Mm-hmm.
every month, and then they are paying the mortgage, but they are renting the apartments or the duplexes, renting. And let's say that you rent on at 600, so you make an income of times two, you make 1,200. Okay, that's what you make in two duplexes, right?
1,200.
1,200, and then you pay 800 the mortgage or 700. Pay 700 for mortgage. For the mortgage. In theory, you're making $400 profit to pay the capital, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, so in theory, that's a good model, but they are leveraging, and they bid yesterday for a triplex. Triplex is 3 units
Mm-hmm.
for $160,000. I don't know what is the down payment. The down payment is what you pay initially, like the cinch, like the enganche, right? the the down payment, I don't remember how much it was, but they already gave like $20,000 or 10, 15, I don't remember. And they're doing this for this one, right? And the idea is that they rented two is 3 units. They're planning to sell to rent at $1,000, and times three, that'll be $3,000. And they will pay a mortgage of, I think, 2,500. So they're going to be making 500. But chatting with my brother, with my younger brother, who is in Canada, he says that there is a concept called leverage, apalancamiento, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the property is not very high end, it's middle end, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you buy Hondas or Toyotas or Kias. It's not
Yeah.
very expensive units, but also are not very cheap. So it's risky because now they're looking for a third property, and they say to me, "Oh, you have that, but we need a loan." I said, "No, wait, wait. You're taking too much risk." What do you
Mm-hmm.
think of the risk of doing these operations? Like if you're putting a lot of money in the stock market, what is the risk that you see in these type of operations, Mickey?
Yeah, I have seen this model, and obviously the model works. But first of all, uh, I think that it's necessary to have the money in case that, for example, you don't rent the 3 units, or
Exactly.
if you don't rent 1 unit because your profit or of what you're making is gonna go directly to the payment that you give every month. And if you have uh, different properties and you don't rent all of them, well, the risk is so high. That's why it's a good model, but you need to have um, how can I say it, like money of base to cover in case that you not rent the units.
Backup money, exactly.
Backup money.
Yeah, exactly. That's very smart, and that's what you need to do. Exactly. Yeah, because as you said, the client can be evicted from the house because he lost his job. He can
Yeah.
get sick.
Hmm.
He can die, and then you find the apartment empty. They can be what do you call this concept? They can quit paying for any reason. There may be a recession, which there seems to be. There's going to be a recession in the U.S. in 2024, apparently, due to the
Hmm.
elections. Um, so there are risks associated with this, and so you want to cover the risk. How do you cover the risk? How do you cover the risk? Well, exactly as you're saying, right? You need to make sure that you have some backup money, and this backup money, how do you calculate the backup money that you need to have? 1 month, 1 year, I mean 1 year, 6 months of rent.
At
How do you
least I would
calculate
say that
list?
at least 6 months, or if you have at least for cover at 1 year, well, it will be easier because in case that you don't rent all the units, well, you can pay it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because obviously there's the other way of, as you mentioned, leverage, but obviously you need to pay the loan, and normally the loans have interest, so the money increase and the debt increase too. So you need to have the, as you mentioned, the backup money.
Right, exactly. So, well, the different business models have their specifics, and you really need to be very well versed in these projects, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, Mickey. Well, that's an interesting conversation. Uh, let's go to the topic of effective marketing. You want to do a marketing strategy. Um, when do people decide on going to paid marketing? When is it effective? When is worthless to do it? When is really not necessary? When you go to effective marketing, when do you say, well, this is really, really effective, or this is not very, very effective? When do you do this? When do you
Well,
decide to pay?
I think that marketing is effective when your product or the brand that you're selling is not so popular in the market. So in a way, it is necessary to put the name of the brand uh, in the mind of the different customers. And in that case, I would say that it's important to do marketing. In other occasions, for example, in Amazon, I sell supplements that people know. So in this case, it is not necessary to pay marketing because people know the brand. So they know what they're looking for and they know the brand and they just buy it. But in case that the brand is new or that it's a new product, I think that is necessary to do marketing.
What type of supplements you sell in Amazon, Mickey?
I sell different dietary supplements. For example, I sell um, omega 3. Um, what else? Um, resveratrol. I don't know what is that, but I sell it and it sells very good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, resveratrol. What else? I have here my inventory. Let me check.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it working for you selling on Amazon?
Yeah, well, I started uh, like 1 month and a half completely now selling in Amazon. And obviously in sales, I have sold, let me check. Mm, 50,000 in
Wow.
sales in
In
1 month and a half.
50,000 pesos. Wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, I'm trying to search the different products, and I have seen products that sells more quickly and others than don't. So I'm trying to buy those who sells so quickly. For example, uh, I sold something. It's a serum for the face,
Okay.
and it was only 20 units, and the 20 units sold in one day. So there are certain products that has a high demand, and you don't need to pay marketing because people know those brands and people just pay it.
Wow, incredible. It's amazing. Truly amazing.
Yeah,
Okay, Mickey. Well, truly impressive what you're doing. Very nice. Let
thank you.
me um, go to the next thing, which is social media, content marketing, email marketing, and paid advertising to reach your target audience. But it's not necessary to do it all the time because at times the 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 product is known, right? So it is not necessary. What about this next topic? How do you build a strong online presence when people don't know you very well and you want to become better known? How do you build a strong online presence?
Mm, well, first of all, I think that it's necessary to create a platform that is easy to use. For example, if you're looking, in my case, normally I purchase the supplements in United States and I import here in Mexico, and I have seen different pages and different websites. Sorry, and there are websites that are so difficult to understand, and there are others that are like more intuitive in a way. So
Intuitive, okay, all right.
so obviously I purchase in those websites where I understand what I'm purchasing.
Okay,
But in a way, I would say that it's important to invest in a good website, in a good platform, in your social media too. That your social media represents what you're selling. Obviously, if you go to a Instagram page and you just see 5 posts in comparison with others that post every day, two posts per day. Obviously, you're gonna trust more in the people who's creating constantly content that in people who just post 5 things and and their Instagram account is like empty.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. So you want to enter the Instagram platforms as well, in addition to the maybe YouTube or Facebook or other platforms. So you want to be as broad as possible. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting. Which are the advantages that you see in Instagram compared to Facebook? Why is so attractive? Why is Instagram so attractive for some people now?
Well, I think that it is funny, but it's something that I have noticed. For example, uh, you can see in Facebook, and people in Facebook gives like to everything, to different pages, to different videos, to different posts, and in TikTok is the same. That's why in TikTok I have 10,000 followers, and in Instagram I just have 1,500 followers. And I think that because in Instagram people is like more selective in what they are following and what they are liking. So
Oh, okay.
I have noticed that it is easier to be popular on on Facebook or on TikTok, but when you took the person who follows you on TikTok and then he follows you on Instagram, I would say that it's more possible that he's gonna purchase or at least follow what you are selling.
Very nice, Mickey. That's truly interesting. Well, you have displayed a lot of wisdom in this topic, Mickey. Thank you very much. Really interesting. Knows
Thank you.
it's evident that you know the business, and maybe we should. Well, next week, Thursday and Friday, I'm going to go to the colloquium of the doctoral degree that I'm doing in Aguascalientes. So I'd
Ah,
like to
okay.
ask you if it'd be possible to have the class Monday and Wednesday and possibly recover another class, if possible, on Tuesday. If not, just do the regular classes Monday and Wednesday, Mickey. What do you think?
Yes, sure, don't worry. Yeah, normally in the morning I just go to the gym, and so there's no problem for me.
Okay, perfect. Well, so then let's plan on doing the class Monday and Wednesday and possibly Tuesday, Mickey. How about that? Would that be
Yes,
okay?
sure. Yeah, I would like to ask you if it is possible that we talk about the different, like, uh, the word that you use in, how can I say it, in the house market, like mortgage and all those words, because I have seen in some books, but I would like to practice, like this vocabulary. I would like to.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can do that on Monday if you wish.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so that'll be our topic next class then, Mickey.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. Well, thank you. Take care. See you.